All right, so what we'll do is we'll do a poll to find out what everybody thinks the hardest boss in the game is. What should some of the answers be on the poll? I'm about to put up a poll right now. So I guess I'll do all the awakened bosses. Is there anything else that deserves to be up there? Solo Tob. Is Pillarless Colo or Pillarless Inferno? Nobody does that? No self-imposed challenges? Wait, is solo hard mode TOB a self-imposed challenge? Kind of, right? Okay. So just hard mode TOB, which you could get carried through. So nobody's going to vote for that. The only thing that would make it hard would be soloing it. Is there anything else besides the awakened bosses that should be on this poll? Yama contracts. Like Radiant Oathplate? Okay, start poll. Okay, it looks like most people are saying Yama contracts is the hardest content in the game. 90% of the voters have never done any of these. Even if you've never done the content though, I feel like if you've known what's the hardest thing you can do, like you don't have to kill KT on hardcore to know that that's probably one of the hardest challenges in all of hardcore WoW. So I think that there's some truth to this survey, even though people haven't done it. No, it's not solo hard mode Tob. No stealth mode and like three man hard mode Tob. You don't have to be a doctor to tell open heart surgery is hard. Yeah, you don't. But a doctor probably would know more about what types of surgery is harder if they've done all of those surgeries themselves. So I'm on board with both ends of the spectrum here. And I'll just meet in the middle with it. So Yama contracts are harder content than every one of the awakened bosses and hard mode Tob. Have you seen the Yama contracts? No. Only the Oathplate acquisition. The rest of Radiant is not harder. I mean, okay, if 600 TOA was on this list, that would be the hardest content in the game, right? Like without a doubt, 600 TOA. Do you guys know how many people have completed a 600 TOA? It's like less than 20, isn't it? It's like 8 people. It's like that. There's like one group of people that have done it. Like in time. To complete it in time, guys. You don't get the credit for the 600 unless you do it in under 30 minutes. You can't solo 600 in time? Yes, you can. There's 8 guys that did it. There's 8 guys in a group. An 8-man group that did it. I don't know why I keep saying solo. Sorry, I don't mean solo. There's a group of 8 people. Sometimes I actually say something and I don't realize I'm saying it. So I apologize. That goes into a different territory of content. You guys said it has to be content that's in the game, not self-imposed. With those rules, TOA 600 in time is the hardest content in the game. That is available content beyond self-imposed content, right? You cannot get carried through that. You have to have like the best 8 fully geared players in the game in order to time that. I swear there's only like one group that's done it. We looked it up one day. Either way, most people say it's Yama contracts, but I think there's an argument for with that rating system that a timed TOA 600 would be up there difficulty wise. But you do need 7 other fully geared players doing it. And you probably need 2 of them to have like the red. Like there's some stuff you have to do. Like you have to utilize the red thing that gives you like more damage on your specs or something. The red jewelry tip for the Karis. And it gives you like a 6-second window to do more damage. 8-man speed TOAs is incredibly coordinated. Probably the one thing comparable to WoW rating. That was exactly what I was thinking. Is that the only thing really comparable to WoW rating is probably TOB and like a really well coordinated 8-man TOA speedrun where you actually need people doing a certain role. Explain the difficulty parameters. Are we talking time to learn the content? I don't know. We were saying what's the most difficult content in the game without imposing self-restrictions? Because if you're like, what's the most difficult content in the game? You're probably doing 56 Awakened Leviathans in one inventory with no food or prayer. Like, you're probably just like, yeah, anything Port Khazard does is the hardest challenge in the game. But that's all self-imposed stuff. But like a no-gear soul, that would be self-imposed. So you have to imagine that, like, You're doing the content with the absolute best possible gear, with the best possible players. What is the hardest content in the game without adding any self-imposed difficulty to it? And my answer was a 600 TOA in time. That's the parameters. But a lot of people are saying Radiant, Oathplate, or the Awakened bosses. I just watched an Oathplate acquisition kill. Most insane thing I've watched on OSRS, not gonna lie. Oathplate acquisition kill. I am unfamiliar with what this is. What about 56 Awakened Leviathans, 1 inventory? I literally actually just said that, Banana. That's what I was saying is probably the hardest thing in the game that's ever been done. Should we watch that? Maybe we'll watch a contract of Oathplate acquisition. I've never seen this. I'm curious to see how difficult this is. Is this something that I have to do to get a Zuckhelm? Is this one of the things I have to do? No. Well, what the heck is this then? The contract drops a piece of Oath armor. So you're saying you can get a contract that drops a guaranteed piece of armor if you're able to complete the challenge? Really? I did not know that this existed. And so if you are able, so it would make sense that it's really, really tough to do. Okay, let's look at this guy's gear that he's got for this. Okay. We're going to pull it up on the screen. Let's take a look at this. I've never seen this before. This guy right here, he is rocking 0 food. These look like moths. Is he rocking moths right now? And Sandfew potions and P-Nex. So he is going to be eating 0 food on this kill. No, he's got 2 anglers. Okay, he's got 2 anglers in all P-Nex with an SGS and a Tombkins and Thralls. Okay, check the wiki for the rules of this contract. All right, let's watch this first. At the end of this, if he kills this, he is going... It's a 500,000 coins from the bank. No, he just died. Oh, he just died recently, and he lost 500k to redeem his items. Okay, so this is probably his second attempt. He lost 20 billion doing it. Each of these contracts were 80 million on release. What? I didn't know about any of this. Read it before you watch. Can somebody link it to me so I know what to read? I don't even know what to type in. The contract of Oathplate acquisition is a contract used to challenge Yama to a more difficult fight for a guaranteed piece of Oathplate armor. It can be dropped by Yama itself. Contract must be completed alone, and it's consumed upon starting the fight. When you start the fight, the player will be able to choose which armor piece they want to receive. Damn, this is like drop protection. This is like this is crazy. Okay, I did not know that this side of the game even existed. Okay. When the player fights Yama after signing the contract of Oathplate acquisition, hit points and prayer restoration are halved. Shadow waves and fire streaks are more frequent. Shadow crush is used throughout the entire fight, with the center fireball leaving behind a pool for the rest of the fight. If the shadow pool would spawn on top of a glyph, it will instead spawn on a random tile nearby. Shadow crash will drop 5 sets of fireballs instead of 3. Void flares spawn at a time whenever Yama does, so instead of 2. The judge of Yama throws firebombs every 3 ticks and throws 2 per attack. Okay, let's try this really quick. Let's see what this looks like, if I can find the video. Okay, let me get to a safe place. All right, let's watch this. Okay, so he uses heart. He's fully potted. He picked Oathplate Helm. He's got an Elysian shield. Okay, so you have to do the, there's the pools. You 2-tile these. Here's the void flares, which he needs to be, what's he gonna do for these? Okay, so it's the mechanic that's in phase 3. You're doing it in phase 1 now. And you're dodging. Okay. That's phase 1. Since he can only get one attack, he's using the SGS as his one attack and speccing him. Okay, what happens in P2? Okay, so he immune the purple attack by stepping on that one. Okay, so he pre-moved to the red because he knew the timing on it for the immunity. Okay, we have 2 tile, immuning the purple there. Okay, pre-moving to the red, nice. He's really got the timing down on this. Okay, phase 3. Okay, it's a continuous, wow, it is a continuous, or was that 4 or 5 at a time? No, he's got to continuously 2-tile the lines and avoid the red. This is nuts. Phase 3 is crazy. Okay, he just killed all the orbs. Okay, there's more void flares. And he's dropping stuff on the ground still, it looks like. Dang, the boss is only 34%. Okay, does he have to kill these void flares again? So look, he's dropping these. He's dropping the things on the ground in a specific spot so he can still move. Okay, oh my god, look at the 2 tiles he's got to do here. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so there he's dropping them in a specific place on the ground so he can still avoid these later on in the fight. And he's only at 24% right now. He's gonna run out of space on the ground soon. Wow, dodging those while having to 2-tile these X's, these lines. Oh my god, the orbs are so annoying. And he has like no food either. He's already out of food. So he's gonna have to start using P-Nex. Look at all the stuff on the ground. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Oh my god, P-Nex. Okay, there's a P-Nex. He needs to put another one on. Redeeming prayer. Oh my god, this is scary. New P-Nex. The 2 tiles are crazy here. Yeah, holy dude, you definitely deserve a piece of Oathplate after this. I've never seen anything like this. Holy crap. The Oathplate helmet. Easy, guys. Easy. This music is Sism. What's up, Ivy? That was one of the hardest, most impressive things I have seen in RuneScape. This might be... That did look harder than Awakened Leviathan to me. I have done neither of them. But looking at what I think I'm capable of doing, I don't know if I'm capable of doing what he just did. I don't know if I would ever be able to do that. I do think I might be able to get an Awakened Leviathan kill, but that looked pretty insane. So I think you guys are right. The Oathplay acquisition contract might be the hardest thing to do with the addition of $80 million, gold being on the line every attempt. If you fail it, you lose 80 mil. So with that knowledge, you have a lot more riding on that, which is going to affect your gameplay. That's crazy. And that guy lost 13 billion before he got his first KC. Gnome was making 5 billion per hour doing those on release. Jeez, that's crazy. Gnome made 5 billion total. Okay, so the hourly part was made up. That was a little bit far-fetched. Nobody did this on release. It was like 1 billion an hour and it quickly dropped to a few hundred mil. Gnome's log from Yama kills, 31 plate legs. So he just kept choosing the chest and the plate legs to sell them for more money. It's Will did it? No way. Did he actually? I mean, he's top 5, so it makes sense. You got to be a top 5 gamer to get that done. That's insane.